this situation is exacerbated when you're in Houston, because Houston gets 1, very hot, and 2, very humid. And 2 of the worst things that you can expose your RV to over an extended period of time is heat and humidity.
Take me in your arms, do just what you want. You're the one I trust. I belong to you, and I'll always be around.
Hello family, welcome back to the channel, and welcome to a new vlog. So today we met with our really good friends. We have the Chapmans in the building. And look at little handsome over there. Can you say hi? Look at him. He said not today. So we are coming to you from Top Golf. So make sure you go over to their channel, hanging with the Chapmans and CC World TV. And they're going to pull up some of this comedic footage as well, right? Because none of us can golf. None of us can golf. Look, he say except Donald. So we're gonna see how this go, fam. Cause look at your boy. He out here bad. Look.
Still out practicing. Oh, okay.
Ooh, come on, player.
Did they even go anywhere? Yeah. In the middle? Okay.
Okay, so he's showing out already. So look, Damiano said, I ain't see it. All right, fam. So let the foolishness begin.
He said, that don't count. Oh! Because golf is hard.
Okay.
You ready for this?
I'm ready, whenever you're ready.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah.
All right, Donald's going in for the kill, fam. He winning right now, but that's okay. Oh, and she's out, folks. Hey guys, so I was trying to surprise Donald and create an oasis for him, right? Somewhere he could go outside, sit, listen to his music. He likes to read, he likes to play chess. So I thought I would create a space for him to do that. So we have this balcony out here, and it was empty, nothing out there. Him and DJ likes to sit outside. You know, like when we're on the RV, they like to go and sit outside. The dog loves, DJ, he loves to sit out and just sunbathe. He loves it. So he didn't have an opportunity to do that because we're in this apartment. So anyway, I decided I was going to surprise Donald, and I ordered all this stuff, and I knew he was going to be gone. And Amazon promised me that the time of delivery would be 2 o'clock. Well, it didn't come till 4. And when Donald got home, he was like, hey, somebody dropped off boxes at the wrong house, didn't they? And I was like, nah, I'm trying to surprise you with something. So I was like, well, let me just do what I'm gonna do, and you go in your room until I tell you to come out. So anyway, he allowed me the time to put it together. And so I did. I put it together.
I am stuck in the middle. Yeah, I'm stuck in between. I'm stuck in a position. I'm just a machine. So you're stuck in the middle, huh? I I guess we're stuck in between. Life is a riddle, yeah. And I don't know what it means, no. This is what it feels like. But you're not alone, 'cause I'm just like you. Let's share out and hitchhike. There is nothing we can't do. Ooh, baby, as long as I got you. I'm gonna open up my eyes this time. Open my heart and do it with a smile.
All right, fam. So my fingers are numb because it tells you to go ahead and screw all the screws in, but like very lightly, and then they want you to come back and screw it on hard, you know, to tighten it up. So I had to do that about 30 times, and my fingers are a little numb, but it is what it is, because it's not like a screwdriver where I could use an electric screwdriver or anything like that. It's that L wrench where you just have to use the top part or the swing around part, if you know what I'm saying. But anyway, I put it together. And I think it came out pretty good. And I promise you, Donald and DJ has been using the space since the day I created it, right? I sat outside with them the other night, and it was just really nice because a lot of the neighbors are just like sitting out. Some of them are barbecuing on, well, you can't use a real flame. So, you know, you could use like a George Foreman grill or electric cook outside, like something electric you could cook outside, but you just can't use anything with fire. So you'll see people outside sitting at the pool, or you'll see them sitting in the sauna, or you'll just see them sitting outside. And so we go outside too. Like everybody, it's funny because everybody try not to look at each other. But anyway, we have been enjoying it. And so I just wanted to share with y'all what I've created for Donald. And he loves it, and I know I love it. So let's take a look. Oh, and I'm gonna tell you something. Okay, so a long time ago, I heard that because we have a wasp problem, okay? Well, we don't have a wasp problem, but there are just wasps outside. So somebody told me a long time ago, if you take something that looks like a wasp nest and put it in your outside area, another wasp won't build where a wasp has already started to build. So what I did, we went to the grocery store the other day, and I took a piece of paper bag, and I balled it up on the table and put it out there. Now, I don't know if it's coincidence or I don't know if it's working, but it's working. Like, we could sit out there during the day and, you know, they'll fly by, but I feel like once they see the bag, they go away because they don't try to land on the chair or, you know, come by your head or anything. So I think it's working. So far, so good. And I'm going to keep y'all updated with this because I just think it's super funny that people come up with this kind of stuff. And sometimes it actually works. So anyway, I have my paper bag. So I'm going to show you my paper bag too. But it's been working. So Donald has his speaker out there. And we need to get DJ one of those beds that sit off the floor. So, well, I've ordered it. I'm just waiting on it to come. And then they'll be out there having fun. So I just wanted to share this with you guys.
Hey, what's going on, fam? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I am checking on our RV. Now, most of y'all know our RV is in storage right now because we're getting ready to put it into service, but you can't just let it sit around until service. So we got it in storage. And I have learned that there is a lot that goes into storing your RV. You would think of just back it into a spot and leave it. But RV storage in the summertime is very, very different from the wintertime storage and stuff. You can find all kind of videos about storing your RV for the winter and winterizing and all that kind of stuff for travel trailers, Class A's, for every type of RV. But there's a lot less information about storing your RV in the summertime. Now, this situation is exacerbated, one of the most overly used big words out there. This situation is exacerbated when you're in Houston because Houston gets 1, very hot, and 2, very humid. And 2 of the worst things that you can expose your RV to over an extended period of time is heat and humidity. So I'm going to give you some tips that I have learned to try to protect your investment, because these RVs ain't cheap. Everybody talking about how the RV prices are going down and everything. Yeah, RVs are not cheap. They're a significant investment, and maintenance is probably the most important thing when it comes to owning an RV. So I'm going to share with you some of the tips I've learned and just walk you through when I go visit the RV over here real quick. So let's go talk about it, fam. Now, obviously, the first major hazard to storing your RV is direct sunlight. Direct sunlight can heat up your RV, even the white RVs or whatever. Direct sunlight can heat up the RV, and that structure, once it gets heated, it can start to weaken, especially the roof. You leave your RV out in the sun too long without any kind of protection, it's going to start to weaken, and it could crack, and it could start to leak. So you got to find a way to protect your RV. Now, Peggy and I, we're fortunate enough to have a covered RV spot. Now, of course, that is a bigger expense, but this is an investment that we wanted to protect, and we were able to find one, and we made the decision to go ahead and go with a covered RV spot. If you can't get a covered RV spot, you might want to consider getting an RV cover itself. Full-size RV covers, once again, not very cheap, but you want to try to protect your investment. If you're not going to do either one of those, make sure you keep your RV clean and cool and protected. So they suggest before you store it, go ahead and wash your RV off pretty good and use a good wax or whatever kind of roof protector you can get. But as I said, Peggy and I, we have ours in a covered storage, and I'm glad we did, because yeah, it gets pretty dang hot here in Houston, Texas. Alright, fam, so we're inside the RV now, and it is only about 9:30 in the morning, so it hasn't really gotten hot yet, but you can already feel the humidity building up inside the RV. Which is, humidity, of course, is the second hazard that I want to mention. Now, some people might consider humidity far more dangerous than direct sunlight, and for us, since we're in a cover anyway, humidity is one of the primary things we need to make sure we take care of. Any kind of moisture is the enemy of your RV. Any kind of moisture getting in on the inside, you want to do something about that. And here's the sad thing: if you got not enough humidity, like if you're in like Arizona or something, your wood and stuff can start to crack and everything. So you might have to add a bucket of water. That's a totally separate video here. Right now I'm talking about too much humidity. I'm gonna tell you what, Peggy and I, we have this is a bucket of damp red. Costs about $3 at Walmart, maybe $3.50 or something, and it's enough for this entire space. So we used to get them for the Dollar Tree, but now Dollar Tree is always out of the moisture absorbers, but those things work very, very well. And this works good too. It holds a little bit more water than the Dollar Tree version, but If I had my druthers, I'd have 2 of the Dollar Tree ones, one in the bedroom and one in the living room here. I'm probably gonna get another one. If this one fills up too quick with water on the bottom, I'm gonna go buy another one and just keep 2 of them in the RV. But right now it's doing pretty good. There's very little water in there right now. But you don't want any kind of moisture or standing water, because like I said, moisture is the enemy to your RV. Speaking of moisture, make sure you drain your tanks completely. Drain your black tanks, drain your gray tanks, flush them, drain them again, and drain your fresh water tank. Now, here's the thing. Peggy and I have not even used our fresh water tank. When I opened the fresh water tank release valve, some water came out. So water is getting into my fresh tank. That's something I'm gonna be discussing with my my service representative when we go turn it in. So I don't know, maybe I might have flipped the switch, because when you're filling your tanks, if you don't have it turned all the way down to city water, it might get into your fresh tank. So that could be the reason why. And I wonder how long it's been in there. So I gotta be more careful about that kind of thing. So make sure your tanks are empty, make sure they're dried out, and just keep your RV free from moisture as best you can. Now, another reason to drain your tanks is because of pest control. Now, everybody knows standing water is a attractant to like airborne insects like mosquitoes and things like that, gnats, flies, maggots, whatever else it is. So you drain your tanks partially for pest control. Now, that's not gonna be enough to keep the whole pest control thing in order. So I'm gonna tell you what Peggy and I did right now. Please, I just want to tell you, this is not, I'm not going to call this a recommendation. This is just informed, what I'm letting you know, and it's working for us so far. We fogged our RV. Now, fogging your RV takes a lot. Now, let's see, I'm going to show you what we got. So, we bought a 4-pack of these Raid foggers. Now, each one of these tiny little foggers is enough for 5,000 square feet. That's what they say. This RV is what? 31 by 9. Let's call that almost 300 square feet. So one fogger should be way, way, way more than enough. So we took all the food out. We wiped down the counters. We took out the clothes we want to take out. And we turned off the propane tanks. Before you, if you decide to go with a fogger, make sure you turn off your propane tank. So we turned off the propane tanks and then we ran the fogger. They said make sure you let it sit for about 4 hours before you come back in. I let it sit for another whole day. I came in the next day and I sprayed down all the cabinet doors and walls and everything. And I just came into this RV and I have not seen a single bug of any kind. Now, I was concerned because I've heard all kind of nightmare stories about what can happen to your RV while it's in storage and stuff, especially when it comes to bugs. Peggy is not a bug friendly type RVer. She's not the bug type camper. So that's something that I really want to make sure I paid attention to. Now, another thing we did was we put down some borax along the entryways to try to keep pests from coming in. Now, once again, I'm gonna say it. This is what Peggy and I have done. Borax is toxic to people. We do know that. The suggestions I saw online was food grade. I'm gonna try to get this word right. Diatomaceous earth. I'm gonna put the exact word right here, but I think that's what it was called. Food grade diatomaceous earth, and then you're supposed to put that at the entryways, and it's supposed to kill the bugs at their source. They're supposed to get it, take it back to their nest, and that kind of thing. Borax does the same thing, but like I said, it's toxic. But we wanted to be 100% sure. There's other options. We've heard so many other things. We heard, what was it? Irish Spring soap. Put pieces of Irish Spring soap, some lavender, some tea tree oil. Just so many other options. Like I said, this is the option we went with. We went with the borax. We sprinkled some borax around every entryway, and like I've said, I don't see a thing in here. So I'm gonna stick with what works. But hey, do your own research. Maybe you can find an option that's more suitable for you and your RV. All right, fam. So the next thing I want to talk about are the tires. Direct sunlight can do a number on your tires. So Like I said, that really doesn't apply for us right now, but if you're in direct sunlight, you might want to consider getting some tire covers because they can get dry rotted very quickly in direct sunlight. They're not moving. They're just sitting on the same spot, getting the same sun in the same spaces and stuff. So yeah, you might want to get some tire covers if that's available for you. Another thing is tires should not be holding up the weight of the RV all the time. So we have the hydraulic jacks down, at least have your stabilizers down or something to try to get some of the weight off those tires if it's going to be sitting for a long extended period of time. Another suggestion that I saw was putting some plywood under the tires. As long as the plywood is wider than the tires, supposedly that's supposed to help it out from going bad. I don't really know what that does, but I'm just bringing you what I've read about. Another suggestion was to have somebody or yourself move the RV every once in a while. If you can move it back 2 feet, you can get the opposite side of the tires on the ground. So that'll be like rotating the tires, which part of the tires get the most pressure and stuff. So I guess every couple of weeks come by, roll the RV back 2 or 3 feet if you can, if you have the kind of space available or whatever it does to keep the pressure from one spot of the tire. And that way when it's time to get your RV back again, you won't have to worry about that being a situation. All right, fam, so before I go, I just want to remind you that the stuff that's stored inside the RV can be a hazard too. Like a lot of people keep flashlights and other battery operated devices in there. Flashlights, battery goes bad, they can corrode, they can leak corrosion, and now you got corrosion inside your RV. Make sure you don't leave anything like that in there. Make sure you don't have anything plugged up because that's gonna drain your batteries. Disconnect your batteries. I'm glad I thought about that. Disconnect your batteries if you're gonna leave it in a space for a long period of time, especially if you don't have solar panels getting direct sunlight. Now, that's one good thing. If you got solar panels and you're in direct sunlight, that might be able to keep your batteries charged up. For us, that's not an option. So the covered storage ain't always the best thing for everybody. There's some kind of battery maintainers or something like that you can plug in. This RV spot does not have a 110 outlet near my RV because you can run 110 and get an adapter and be able to charge your RV and your RV batteries up, but they don't have that at this spot. Hey, maybe the next spot will. If you have any other tips or any other stories, just share them with us because we like to hear about it because we're learning just like you guys are learning for the most part. I'm gonna head on back to the house and give Peggy a report on how well the RV is doing because I'm proud of myself. Nightmare avoided.